For today's session, we are going to see together how to create a Google Photos logo using a custom painter. So for today, we are going to start with creating a custom painter, just adding a Google Photo logo. We are going to draw it by ourselves, not adding the picture, and later we will be able to add the motions. We'll be able to add animations, we'll be able to add motions. So but for now, let's create the logo first. So by the first, we have here the logo open so that we can see it and how we are going to draw it clearly. So we'll be getting all the required colors from here. We'll be needing to up to 4 colors that we'll be using, so we'll be collecting them from here. We have it. So let's start with removing those default widgets, getting ready to draw our widget, remain with the body only. So here we will do what? First of all, let's create a class, call it photo logo painter and extend custom painter. So as we know, this is the class we extend when we are going to draw anything with a custom painter. So here we return true. Make sure that we should repaint. So we var paint dot fill dot stroke dot style, painting style equal fill, because this is not lined, it's just the area will be filled with the color, not just lines. That's what we'll be using. And after that, we'll be using the color will be changing according to the component. So here let's call our painter. Let's add the body, add center to make sure that our paint will be in the center. We add custom paint, foreground point we use photo logo painter, and we add there is no need to add the child. So to make sure that we are using the correct size, we are going to wrap this with a layout builder to give it the constant width and height, to make sure that this painter is wrapped inside the square. Give it the same height and the same width. So wrap it with the layout builder. Then you get constraint, then you wrap with size the box, we give it width equal to constraint dot max width and the height. So at this stage, height and width all are equal. So we even put some more padding to make sure it's not touching the edges of the screen, to make it look more cool. So in beginning, we are going to start by drawing arc. So arc, it means you can see on the picture, this is the half of the cycle. So what we are going to do now, we are going to draw a half of the cycle. To draw the half of the cycle, we do that, we use draw arc. This is what we do. Start the angle, sweep angle, and use the center. It will be equal to true. So with the paint, we'll use a color. So by the start, we are going to start with this blue. We are going to start with this blue component. So let's try to get the color of this blue component. You can see we got the color of this blue component, and here we say color 0xf. You can see we have put the color. So before we continue with the cry y, that will be equal to the size dot height, and we get x, that will be equal size to dot width. So that's those are the that I will be using to draw our arc. So our half of cycle. So after getting x and y, we are going to get the half of the width and half of the y, because those arc will be contained, as you see in the picture, it will be contained as the half of the cycle. So let's get the half y, that's equal to y divided by 2, and we get half x, that will be equal y x over 2. So then we say elect from left, top, width, and height. So the start angle will always be 0 and the sweep angle will be equal to pi. It means that we are going to cover the cycle. You know the full cycle equal to pi times 2. So when you say pi, it means it is the half of the cycle will be, the sweep angle will always be pi. So left will be using half x to make sure that we are going to start in the half y. To the top will be 0, width will be half x, then half y. So let's see what is the output. So you can see that this is our output. So but yeah, this is the output. So we are going to draw another arc, the second one. We are going to draw this red one. So let's draw also the red one, but before we continue this, we have to move it to the light side, to the, you can see now it have moved to the light side, and for it to move to the center vertically, we have to use half y divided by 2. You can see that now it's in the center of this cycle. So let's also draw this red one. So let's pick this red color. So here we got it. So we draw another arc with a different color here to make sure it's on the top. Half y, this top will be 0. You can see that the top is 0, and half x, to make sure it's coming to the center, now we divided by 2. You can see now it's theta. Now we are going to rotate it to make it vertical. So to rotate it, here we'll be using the start angle will change. So the start angle will be 1.5. You can see now we have to use pi times 1.5. You can see that now the red one is now vertical. So we are going to draw another. We have to pick another color. We pick this yellow one. We draw the yellow one. Yes. Then we are going to we have times 2.5 to make sure that it's moved to another sweep angle. So then we have half x to make sure that it will move to the bottom. We have to move it to half y divided by 2. Then we do what? By Yeah, sure, you can see that. And here we move it to 0 on the left side to make sure it move to the left side. You can see that it's now have moved to the left side. So let's add another one. Let's add the green one. So the green one is added, but you have to move it to the bottom. So this half y will be complete. It means that we have reached to the maximum height of the this. Yes, you can see that it has moved to the bottom. So but we have to change the sweep, the start angle. You can see the start angle has changed, so we do half x divided by 2 to make sure that this is going to come to the center. You can see that we have completed the logo of Google Photos. So for this session, I think everyone have understood the logic. First of all, we get the width and the height of the canvas, then we get the half of it, and half of it are the one which we'll be using to draw these widgets. So after drawing them, for the next session we'll be able to animate them. So what we use to animate those components. So anyone who have a comment to ask, you can ask in the comment. I'll be answering. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe so that for the next session describing about the animation, you will be there. Thank you so much.